he had another meltdown while live. This video is about Clavicular, the world's most hated looks maxer, and apparently he went on to an interview and he decided to crash out. But as you guys know, I'm not very fond of Clavicular. I feel like he's leading the youth down the wrong path. Everything he's doing is the complete opposite of what you should be doing at someone at the age of 19. He was actually taking a ADHD medicine that just so happened to sound like methamphetamines, you know what I'm saying? But it was completely different, and he was taking it, and he said that he was taking meth in order to stay, lean. I don't know how many times I gotta scream that to the mountaintops, but like that one just drives me so insane because how many impressionable people might have saw his message and could have tried it. But yeah, this guy doesn't care. He's taking steroids, doesn't care about working out while taking steroids. Craziest thing. Why take steroids with no workout? Math, no math. You know what I'm saying? He's pumping himself full of peptides. I still to this day don't even know what a peptide is. Don't even know what a peptide does. But he's popping them. Or poking them. And giving them to others. But as always, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I thank you guys for all the love and support, for real. Now let's get into the video.
When you wake up every single morning and you take a look in the mirror, you're 100% satisfied with every single thing. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, dude.
You say more or less when you capping. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well.
What do you get when you cross a secure-pilled interview maxer with a self-hatred-pilled looks-maxing interviewee? You get the worst sentence I've ever had to say. I don't even want to make this video anymore. That's right, you can go ahead and thank me. We are once again talking about our favorite looks maxer, Clavicular. Now, I made a video on Clavicular about a week ago, and I proposed a thesis that basically he was like willing to be the internet's jester maxing, if you will, in order to make himself famous. I was talking about how like every clip that he has that goes viral is a clip that
I honestly don't even think he's faking it though. I feel like this is actually how he is. You guys see this video right here? They put cheese in his cheeseburger when he wanted no cheese, and he starts crying on stream. Grown man, by the way. Not that much grown. I think he's like 19, and I don't think his body produces steroids. I don't think his body produces testosterone on its own anymore. So I don't know what type of anomalies will occur when you're pumping yourself full of steroids and your body isn't even producing it anymore. At this point, he's sterile. He can't have kids at this moment in time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what his body's going through. Kind of feel bad for him because he didn't even let himself actually like mature as a human being before he started doing all these things. Apparently he started doing it at 14. So it's kind of like what can you say? He doesn't care about longevity. He doesn't care about living till he's 30. You know what I'm saying? And he's just pumping himself full of peptides and testosterone, and you know what I'm saying? He said meth. You know what I'm saying? That shit was not meth. You know what I'm saying? ADHD, drugs, all type of shit. But yeah, I think he has some level of like autism, and he needs to, he probably doesn't, like, if he wasn't taking his steroids and all that shit, he probably wouldn't need to do anything. But I think something's wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? It may be from not having natural testosterone at this point, and a list of other things, but type shit.
Pretty much just makes him look bad. And the thing you're laughing at, the thing that's funny in the clip, is whatever Clavicular is doing. And what sort of led me there was a clip of his that went viral where he cries over the fact that a McDonald's burger that he ordered had cheese on it. However, some new evidence has surfaced, and I've also just been giving this some more thought because...
And I remember I saw a video of... Bro, everything I see of him, he pisses me off. He makes me mad. I saw a video of Clavicular. He's in the gym. First off, he says he doesn't like working out. Okay, like you're taking steroids, but you don't like working out. Fucking crazy to me in my head a little bit. But okay, bro. I saw a video of him in the gym pushing some weight, and someone slapped his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? After or before he was about to like bench, and he was like, and I was like, bro, I ain't never seen a motherfucker with less testosterone that's literally pumping himself with testosterone. Doesn't make any sense. I'm convinced almost that he's lying. That he doesn't actually pump himself with testosterone. He's just capping out his ass in order to get views. You know what I'm saying? I would almost feel better if that was the case, honestly.
Because I keep seeing clips of this guy everywhere. Whoever is managing this guy is doing a hell of a job, and I might want to walk back my original thesis at least just a little bit. And that's for multiple reasons that we're going to talk about during this video, but basically, recently Clavicular sat down to do an interview with the YouTube channel Channel 5 News. And by the end of this interview, Clavicular is visibly upset with how this interview has gone, and he ends up basically walking out of it, which I'm not sure if that's like really a fair term to use because the interview seemed to be pretty much over, but he did walk out before the interview was fully concluded, and this seemed to have stemmed from the fact that Clavicular thought that the interviewer didn't ask many questions about looks maxing, and also that the interviewer said that he is okay with the way he looks. Clavicular gets visibly upset and accuses this guy of lying because he says that he's happy with his appearance. No, I'm not joking. This guy actually gets angry that a person dare say that they do not want to change the way they look. It's pretty awkward, and it's also pretty lame, so you know, perfect thing for us to talk about. So let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Trying to think what else I should ask about, because it's tough because I don't want to put you in any boxes, but I'm sure there's people that probably want to know about various controversies. But if you don't want to talk about it, that's cool.
I mean, more so like to talk about like looks maxing in my interviews, and it's like kind of annoying because no interviewer has actually like come up with a question ever that's been more than what would be the #1 piece of advice you would recommend people to looks max. I've genuinely never had a single person ask me specifics about this certain like you know, looks maxing.
Bro, look at this arm. His arm looks... Oh, okay, I think his arm is leaning up on something. I'm gonna... That arm looks fucking weird. But I'm gonna just chuck it off to his arms leaning up on this his chair. So I'm gonna chuck it up. Hey, I'm gonna erase it for now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, how you pump yourself with testosterone and you still don't got no muscles, bro? Lock in. Get you some muscles, bro. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? His arm should look like this. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Size of my head. I always gotta show y'all it's the size of my head because it may not look big, but it's big. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. Boom! Stop playing with a Clavicular. Could never, man. All them steroids could never, man. He need to lock in. Get in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen someone would take so much steroids and still have no testosterone, bro. You know what I mean?
Method really outside of like bone smashing, or you know, how do these two things interact, or you know, how does looks maxing differ from this age to this age? Is it still possible to looks max? Like, there's no effort.
Oh, Clavicular, you were so close to your come to Jesus moment. This is because nobody actually cares about this shit. I mean, that's the truth. Nobody but people who are already deeply invested into this kind of stuff care about looks maxing because we can see it for what it is. It's bullshit. These interviews are only happening because you're so popular right now and it's easy publicity, it's easy views. People aren't actually interested in like learning how to looks max through these interviews. One, because most people can't take this stuff seriously, and two, it's really not hard to figure out what's going on from watching like 1 or 2 TikToks. There are 3 different categories that basically every single quote looks maxing technique falls into. And it's nothing new. Like all these looks maxing guys think they're reinventing the wheel, you're not. It's natural shit like getting lean or going through puberty. It's pseudoscience stuff like bone smashing, or it's pharmacological enhancements like abusing steroids or peptides. You guys were not the first people to do any of this stuff.
Seems to be a lot of like gotcha mode, like clip farm. And
I'm
it's
not
like,
doing that.
Well, I mean, yeah, you are a little bit to a degree.
I don't think so. I think when you see the full presentation, it's not really going to be edited or clipped in the same way that you might.
Well, just because it's not the worst interview I've had. I mean, like you had like a couple of ones that you were trying to sneak in with like, oh, what is slut hate? And it's like,
yeah, I mean, it's the second, you know, letter in the.
But I mean, like you know what you're intentionally trying to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out because like why that's a part of why it's a pretty strongly worded forum and subculture.
Yeah, and that would be fine if that question was in there because it's you know, decently relevant to the culture, but there was not even a single genuine attempt at like a specific looks max question.
Okay, so stuff like this is why I'm beginning to believe that maybe I was giving him too much credit when I was like, he's doing.
He said Channel 10, like, was this supposed to be for the news? I'm pretty sure this guy's like a comedian or something, ain't he? I feel like I've seen him somewhere. That was not on the news. You feel me? So I don't think this was like a genuine interview in the first place. Honestly.
All this on purpose. He seems genuinely kind of like annoyed. He seems a little bit upset that this is going the way it is, and I mean the shit he's saying doesn't even really make sense. I mean, he admits that this question is relevant to his community, and then he's like, but you didn't ask any looks maxing questions. It's like, just because the questions aren't what you wanted to be asked doesn't mean that they're not about looks maxing. I mean, what are you expecting? Guys like Piers Morgan to say, my hyroid is reminiscent of an LTN, so my cook max? Like, no, they're gonna be like, why do you guys all hate women?
Well, I'm not in the looks maxing community. I'm trying to learn about it. Not everyone talking to you is going to be a niche person who knows about all the methods.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, I know you're not in the looks maxing community, but you didn't even ask a looks maxing question, like at all. You don't need to be in the looks maxing community to ask a looks maxing question.
What do you mean by looks? I think we've been talking about looks maxing this whole time.
We've been talking about like the philosophy behind it, and it's.
You want me to ask you a scientific question about looks maxing?
I just think it's kind of funny how that's really never been done with the amount of like media appearances.
So again, it's like he's so close to understanding how people view him and view this community, but for some reason, something is just not clicking. Like, it seems real easy to understand that most people are not into the looks maxing shit because either one, they're happy with the way they look, or two, even if they're not willing to do the harmful shit that looks maxing promotes. And if you understand that, it makes a whole lot of sense as to why most people are a lot more interested in like the philosophy side of things, because this kind of stuff seems to be spreading, and that's not good. Telling anybody, really, but especially teenagers, to get on peptides or HGH or run a cycle is not a good thing, believe it or not.
Well, maybe people don't know you want to be asked that.
Well,
now they will.
Well, that's quite literally what a lot of your companies, your
What do you mean your companies? You think I work for like Time Warner or something?
Your press companies. You work for Channel 5.
It's a YouTube channel called Channel 5. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I knew this nigga ain't work for Channel 5, bruh. I knew that shit, bro. You did not work. I knew that shit. They got a YouTube channel named Channel 5. That's why he's tweaking. He thinks that he's on a fucking news channel. You're not on a news channel about no fucking looks maxing. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like looks maxing is a made up fucking word for just trying to make yourself look as good as possible. Looks maxing originally isn't necessarily bad. You know what I'm saying? Find ways to make yourself look better. Positive. Cool. You feel me? But the way that you go about it be kind of fucked up, kind of wrong. If you want to look better, go to the fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? If you can't go to the fucking gym, you can't fucking do that, don't do shit else until you figure out a way to fucking go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way you could looks max off rip, period. You know what I'm saying? Next, take care of your skin, drink water, fucking, do your hair nicely. Like, there's certain shit that you could do. Look, I got these little shits literally on my desk. You see these? You put them in your mouth and you bite on them and they make your jaw stronger. They make your jaw stronger, and that's how you can get more lines in your face, be more defined. You know what I'm saying? You get stronger jaws. You know what I'm saying? You can hollow out your cheeks a little bit type shit. You know what I'm saying? I use these probably like 3 times ever, and they just been sitting on my desk because I just don't fucking use them. But when I was like younger, when I was in high school, I remember I wanted stronger jaws. I started chewing gum every single day. You know what I'm saying? Cool. That's a lightweight looks max. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to fucking start hitting yourself in the fucking face with hammers in order to looks max. You don't. Go to the fucking gym. Try to be healthy. Fix your hair. You know what I'm saying? Fix your skin. And work on small things, one thing at a time. You feel me? You feel like you want a stronger jaw. Start chewing gum. Like, it's really not as difficult as these people make it seem. And him in particular, he's taking all these fucking steroids and not actually even going to the gym. If you went to the gym, you can get his physique without needing the steroids because he barely goes to the gym and he takes steroids. So, type shit.
I'm the CEO of my own company. I don't have any agenda
Okay,
to play here.
holy semantics, dude. Like, what
It's a
are we
pretty big difference between working for an affiliate news station like Channel 5, the TV company.
Well, way to diminish your channel, but once again, semantics.
Dude is literally just explaining the difference between like what he does and what CNN does, and he's saying holy semantics and way to diminish your channel. Seems like he didn't even know what kind of interview he was walking into, and now he's gonna get mad at the dude for correcting him. It's like it's not semantics. There is a genuine difference, dude.
So the fact of the matter is, like, you guys specifically reach out. We want to interview him about looks maxing, and then you'll start asking like political questions, and I'm just like, okay, like I don't mind it, you know what I mean? I'm not really like afraid or whatever to answer anything. You know, gone through every single question of yours besides the one about my security, which is a little bit weird, but yeah, not a single attempt at.
I think that it's kind of crazy we forget that he is 19 years old. You know? Like, yeah, he pumped himself with a lot of steroids. He probably looks a lot older than what he actually is, but he's only 19 years old. He's kind of like just doing stupid shit. Just doing what 19-year-olds do. Like, I don't care about longevity. Bro, you're 19. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you hit 25, your ass might be like, oh, shit, like, I was doing stupid shit. Or when you hit 30 and you're like, damn, I was taking steroids since I was 15. By the time I'm 40, I'm going to look like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's kind of doing stupid shit. I feel like instead of asking him questions about looks maxing, people should be talking him out of looks maxing. Like, brother, just chill out, dude. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much.
Anything in regards to looks max.
Okay, so it's real easy to just be like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But honestly, like, I watched a lot of this interview just so I knew what I was getting myself into. And I really don't understand what his complaint here is. The entire interview is about looks maxing. My best guess is the frustration is coming from the fact that most of the interview focuses on more of the negative aspects, or like the outwardly negative aspects of looks maxing. Like, obviously the politics and the philosophy of it, but also the methods that are looked at especially negatively, like hormone abuse or using peptides. So I guess what he really wants to say is, why aren't you talking about more of the positive stuff, like taking care of your skin, going to the gym, eating right, like things that can actually be positive for you in the long term? But he doesn't want to say that. Otherwise, I'm kind of lost, because the entire interview is talking about looks maxing and methods and shit that goes on in the community.
Okay, what's a question I should ask?
Well, that's up to you. It's like, what am I going to tell you how to do your job?
You tell me you want me to ask you about specific scientific questions about different looks maxing methods.
Well, I mean, just...
And you're not happy with the question about the peptides or the bone smashing or anything like that?
I mean, like, can you not identify, like, anything that you have a curiosity about? Like, maybe, you know, you wake up with dark circles in your eyes one morning, and, like, you know, even something like that. I mean, just, like, even if you don't give a I mean, like, it would be, like, at least, you know, you put a little bit of effort into.
I think I've done a pretty good interview.
Okay, so here is where I think we start to get a peek behind the curtain, about a minute before the curtain is just completely pulled back. But I think some of the frustration is from what I was just talking about, how, like, most of what has been focused on has been kind of negative. But it seems like what's really setting Clavicular off here, and this is about to become pretty obvious here in a second, is that this guy has not just said, how do I improve? I think a lot of this stuff is rooted in insecurity, and Clavicular cannot understand how this guy is not asking him, how do I make myself look better?
From what, like, context? Because if it's from the context of what you guys reached out was your intention, then I would say that you've done a pretty job.
All right, well, I think people probably want to learn about you, and that was what I was trying to give you the opportunity to do.
Well, no, I know. I think that's totally fair, and that's I applaud you for that. But not one, you know, question about looks maxing.
There's been so many questions about looks maxing. I'd probably ask you about looks maxing like 40 times.
All right, so it's around this point when I was originally watching this where I was like, okay, maybe this guy is not playing a character. Maybe all the shit he's blasting really is getting to him, because at this point, even his chat was making fun of him. And when you're a kick streamer and your chat starts to turn on you, you've done something really fucking stupid. Like, his entire chat was like, what are you talking about, dude? He's asked so many questions. Like, I really do think that he was just so upset that the guy was not asking how to improve himself, that his brain translated that into he hasn't been asking any questions at all.
I just don't know the specific science. I'm not in the community.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, if you were to ask about, like, you know, maybe something in regards to hair loss, like, there's really nothing.
Yeah, sure. Hair loss.
You see what I mean?
Telling
it's like, I'm telling you what to ask. So when you wake up every single morning and you take a look in the mirror, you're 100% satisfied with every single thing. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, dude.
More or less does sound like bullshit, though. Nigga said, yeah, more or less. It does sound like bullshit because I feel like almost anybody and everybody has certain things that they want to improve on, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anyone that wakes up every morning like, I'm the fucking perfect specimen. But that's also the problem. You know what I'm saying? You need to be satisfied with yourself, because if you're always looking to be the perfect specimen, you're never going to be the perfect specimen. But, type shit. I feel like he's being rage baited now. Now, everything else, cool. This, he just rage baited him. He's rage baiting. Let's see what happens from here.
All right. Well, I guess that's just, if you want to be completely disingenuous, that's fine with me. I guess there's just no point to continue.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And this, to me, is where the true character, like what Clavicular is really feeling, is exposed. Like, obviously, the looks maxing shit has worked out for him socially and financially. Like, he's an internet celebrity, he's making tons of money, but I think this just really goes to show that if you find yourself in a headspace where you are driven to do the kind of things that Clavicular has done in order to make yourself feel like you look better, that you are never going to be happy with yourself no matter what you do to change your appearance. Your problem is not really with your appearance, it's something inside of you. This guy ended an interview because he could not believe that somebody just is okay with the way they look. He thinks that if you say something like that, you have to be being disingenuous because that's how he feels. Dude walks around knowing that he's not happy with the way he looks even after everything he's done.
Yes. But, hey, maybe that motherfucker just better than me. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like most people want to still change things about themselves to make themselves better. You know what I'm saying? There's you can always get better. So I understand to a certain extent that shit was rage bait. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like asking someone like, oh, if you can change anything about yourself right now, what would you change? And then being like, I would change nothing. I'm perfect. Like, let's be very honest with ourselves. You know what I mean? Tight shit.
And he's convinced himself that everybody around him feels the exact same way. You don't behave like this otherwise. And really, I mean, it's kind of sad. It just goes to show that if you aren't happy with yourself as just like a being, as a thing that exists, nothing's going to change that. No amount of attention, no amount of money, no amount of looking a certain way. Happiness comes from within, and shit like this is a case study as to just how true.
Who the fuck is this random guy walking around with a fucking ski mask?
That is. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? Like I said, if you would have asked me a week ago, what's...
Yeah, I feel like Clavicular, he didn't crash out like OD crazily. I feel like, you know, if the interview was about looks maxing, of course the interview is going to be focused on the bad things of looks maxing. And if you want to talk about the good things in looks maxing, you did not handle that correctly. But based off of everything that Clavicular does, or everything that I see online, because of course the bad things are going to be the things that get clipped, but it doesn't sound like a lot of good information he's actually giving people. So what good things should I be asking you based on, not based off of your fucking 6-hour stream, because I don't see your 6-hour stream, but based off of all the clips I see on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and shit, like, those are all bad for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to clavicular's publicity, it's not good. So I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if nobody told you today, I love you. Peace.